want to look like a fool on this
I,
podcast.
I need to do some research because otherwise I'm going to sound like a twat. Then you listen
No,
back,
I
then you
just
and then you go sit down to edit it, and you're like, "Fuck, I sound like a twat," even though I did know what I was talking about.
absolutely. There we go. I know. I know.
So
No, the
today's
correct
drink of the
information.
week was lovely. I found it, and it's named after me.
Oh, bless you. No.
Vodka with orange
What?
and passion fruit soda. It's called Ugly. And then it's got this
Interesting.
bit on the can that says made from ugly fruit on the can here, and then it says party with a purpose. And it
Yeah.
was on special for like $15. I'm just like, I actually like orange and passion fruit. Um, but yeah, I thought the name was just funny and also had purple cans. It did have one that was like watermelon and mint that just went, ooh, I don't know about that.
Mm. Yeah. Right. Anyway.
Dorks Down Under.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Dogs Down Under, season 4, episode 12. We are just going to be discussing some random nonsense because we're well planned out on this podcast. Absolutely well planned.
It wasn't
We're
that we
well
were well
planned.
planned out. We had planned last week, and then
Yes.
unfortunately, my mum had to be a bit of a drama queen, so I couldn't record last week. She's okay, but she's just a
Yes.
fucking drama queen.
Yeah, God forbid, it's just attention seeking. Obviously,
I,
it was only a trip to the hospital and
like, I
everything.
want to see my son because he doesn't come visit enough. I'll have a stroke. Oh, look, he came visit. I'm like, fuck off.
Oh.
Bloody drama queen.
Yes. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to be discussing some random things that we've been getting up to the last couple of weeks and random movies and stuff that we have seen and been watching. First and foremost, I do want to say, if you do enjoy the podcast, please make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. We are available on all good podcast platforms, apart from
Except for
Apple. Apart from Apple,
Jobsies.
we don't like Apple. Apart from Apple, we refuse to pay for Steve Jobs to take any more of our money. I know it's not Steve Jobs anymore, but still, it's still Steve Jobs, and it
Still,
always will. Yes, we refuse to finance him. Anyway, I want to kick off one thing, and I need to say this with a premise that this is a safe space, and we are not being judged. All right.
what was that meme that you see sometimes? You're like, I will listen and I won't judge.
Oh,
And then
we
it's like,
listen, we
and then
don't
it's like,
judge.
I
We
screwed
do.
your wife. And they're like, wait, what? And then they, I
Yeah.
will listen. And you're like, bro, no, like, I'm going to punch you in the throat.
No, I may have relapsed a little bit. I played Magic Arena.
Oh, it was the dragons, wasn't it? The dragons got you.
Oh, no, right. I don't know. Right, I was working from home. I was on my lunch break, and suddenly an email pinged up from Arena and said, "Oh, still got free stuff to claim." I was like, "I haven't been on there in a hot minute. Nearly 2 years." So I was like, "I'll just have a quick look." I logged on, and the amount of free stuff, because it just accumulates. I didn't realize that. I thought if you didn't click, obviously they've changed the back end system now, because back when I was playing, you had to claim it by X date.
Yeah, I know.
Whereas they've gone, nah, we just keep adding it to your account. I had so many packs to open, and
I'm
I was
wondering
like,
if I've got anything, but I mean, I don't remember
you,
being that big on it.
you probably do. But yeah, no, and suddenly I was like, oh, I'll just have a quick look, and I was like, oh, I've got all these free draft tokens still from when I was last playing. Free draft and free sealed, and I was like, oh, I could do a quick draft, just a quick one,
Just
just have a little,
cheeky draft.
just a cheeky one, yeah. Oh, I got all the way to the end on that one, didn't I? And I was like, oh.
Oh, did you go 7-0?
Yeah. No, 7-1. 7-1 I went. But I was like, oh, God. And then next thing I know, I'm playing in a sealed league, and then I'm like, oh, God, it started again. No!
And then next thing you know, his lunch break's like 3.5 hours long. He's like, oh, fuck, I gotta work. Yeah,
Honestly,
the dragon deck is the new dragon set is absolutely sick. Like, I missed the original one because, as I said, I started in Battle of Zendikar, and then this dragon one was just absolutely awesome. Like, even the commander decks, we played them, and at one point then we had, I think all up we did 3 board wipes for the entire game, and we were playing a 4-player, and each of us had a different one, and they're really good at what they do, and when they start to get running, they're really amazing.
Yeah.
We just got lucky that we had done 3 board wipes, and mine had literally barely started. My deck was crap. I'm like, I need to make tokens, but none of my cards make tokens to make everything start kicking off. So I did 3 or 4 board wipes. I think it was 3 board wipes. And then all of a sudden, when we came back, my one went, "Oh, you want tokens? I got you, bro." And then I steamrolled everyone. Like, no.
Yeah. That's honestly, that's kind of what my Omnath Locust Rage deck does. It's so good. It's just one of those things of, oh no, it's just, I'm doing nothing. I'm just dawdling on, got a few elementals here and there, and then all of a sudden it's like landfall triggers left, right, and center, and oh, I make 5/5s. Oh, I get to do lightning bolts everywhere. Bam, 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 bam. You know, yeah, it's not pretty, but it's funny once it all clicks together as an engine. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Because people are like, oh my god, why didn't I destroy that stupid enchantment?
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, that's what I'm here for. But yeah, so I've played a little bit of Arena. I haven't even looked at playing Standard. I'm so far out of touch with the loop. There was one thing I do like about it actually that they've done on the system is because obviously they had like I want to, like the more if you gain certain points, you got like you could unlock things as you went.
Oh, that's cool.
Which was fine. So you earned XP and you could unlock stuff, which was fine. They had that in place when I last played. But what they've done now is to make it easier for you to get stuff. They've gone right rather than here's your 3 quests. That's the only quest you can do, or you can refresh one. Essentially, rather than just having that, they've gone, oh, here's a whole list of things, and you basically, as you play, you will unlock it. So it's a bit like Fortnite.
Oh,
so when you're,
yes, yeah.
So when you're, suddenly, in Fortnite, you pick up this gun, and it goes, great, you've unlocked this. It's like, I didn't even mean to. I didn't even know there was a quest for that.
Oh, yeah, because there was another game. I think it was Farlight 84. Before they screwed that, that was kind of like a Fortnite-esque game. But same thing, you'd log on for dailies, and as you did the dailies, you get different things. I don't know if you've seen this, but it just popped up on whatchamacallit on Facebook. And I'm not sure if this is legit or not, but it is true that they have the company has the option. But I'm just going to send it through on Facebook because I know you're a big fan of the book.
Yes. No, I am fully, or the wife and me are excited by this. Yes, I am aware that they have started. They've already started filming everything else. It's looking really good.
I'm curious how they're going to do the dragon sex scene. Bow chicka bow.
Oh no doubt. The way they'll probably do that is they'll obviously the way that the book shows it, it's from her point of view, but you can feel all that raw emotion coming. So they'll probably have like flashes
like they did in what was it, Black Swan.
Yes, they'll do something of that nature just to make it really interesting. But to be fair, honestly, if they just make the series based as the book reads, it'll do well. Sort of thing.
I mean, it is pretty popular. Like I've downloaded it on my Kindle. Like I actually purchased it from Amazon and put it on my Kindle. I just haven't had a chance to read it yet. But yeah, so many people are into it. Like there was 3 people reading it at work. Like I only go in on a Tuesday, and one Tuesday I walk past a lunchroom. So we've got a couple of lunchrooms because it's a pretty big place, but they're kind of like little breakout rooms. And as you walk past one, on the right-hand side, there's kind of like a bit of a glassed area that's kind of outside because it's got no roof. And because there's not much around, it's kind of nice. But there was one person there. I went up to the main lunchroom. There's another person there. And then as I went down to the cafe, there's another person reading it. I'm like, oh my God, this thing is insanely popular.
Honestly, it is huge. I've finished all 3 books so far, so I'm up to date with that. Ellie literally just finished it when I want to say about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And when I finished the book, I was really angry with the 3rd one. I didn't like the way they ended it, and I had to go back and reread it, thinking I've missed something. What have I missed? But apparently, everybody else had the same reaction I did. In fact, there's people on TikTok who recorded their partners knowing what's coming because they've already read it. They've gone through the frustration like I have, and they knew what was going to happen. And suddenly, like they're seeing partners like going, no, and they're throwing books against the wall and everything. You know, they're just
So
so
what is it?
cheesed up.
Is it just not like a good read, or do they just not?
Oh no! It's a good read, but she leaves. She likes to leave you on a cliffhanger. The first book
Oh,
doesn't. The first book has quite a nice sort of
yeah.
close out, but book 2 and book 3, you're like, nah. Where?
So,
When can I get the next one?
does book
And
2
then you
leave you on a
find out-
cliffhanger, and book 3 also leaves you on a cliffhanger?
Yes,
Oh,
and it's like the ending. You reread it, and it's like I've missed pages. I've missed pages. Hang on a minute, and then I had to tell her. I was like, no. This is exactly the wording she used. Yes, and she went, yeah. So there's a time jump, and she's like, oh my god, what happened? And it's just like, and I know. We'll find out in book 4, which is next year.
Yeah, because that was the weirdest thing. Like Matthew Riley, I think it was in between. I think it was in between 5 Greatest Heroes and 4 Legendary Kingdoms, and that was the first time where I'm reading this book, and I'm like, I've only got like 100 pages left. How are they going to be able to tighten this up? And I feel like if he does, it's going to be rushed. So I don't get it. And then same thing, the main hero was falling, and he cut it. And then one thing I do love about Matthew Riley books is at the back they always have like a frequently asked questions or like some questions. And I'm not sure if he writes them or his publicist writes them but they're normally really good. So you read them after the fact. And one of them was, he's like, well, movies do it all the time. And it adds so much to it. And as he said, he goes, and at the end of the day, unlike a movie, I know for a fact that I'm going to get another book to this, like in this series. They've already asked, I've told them that I wanted to do a 7-book series. They've already signed off on it. So I know that I'm safe. So he knew I could do it without leaving everybody open. And he thought, why the hell not? And he's done it. And then since then, I've heard of like 10 or 12 other writers that are doing things like that now. Yeah. But it is weird to do 1 book normal, then 2 book cliffhangers. I'm like, oh my God, guys, like seriously.
It's because the way Rebecca Yarros has already planned it out.
Oh, okay.
She knows she went on panels and discussed this. And she said, I'm not going to say anything about book 4, but I can tell you the publicist and me already know everything.
Yeah.
So they, it's just the way it is, which is absolutely fine. And I've got no problem with that at all. I get that, but it's just that when you read, it's like, all right, great. When's the next book? In a year's time? Are you shitting me? Get it out sooner.
Yeah,
it's like, I know, books take time and everything else, but God forbid it was frustrating. Apparently this is believe it's a 5-book series. So, I'm excited for book 4 sort of thing. And book 5 is going to be epic. Can't wait. But the fact that I'm not surprised it got picked up for a TV show. So I'm really, the fact is that so many people have been talking about it. And to be fair, there's so much comedy in this book series as well. It's really funny.
It's good. Like that's what you want, though.
Her dragon has some absolute banging lines in this thing as well. And honestly, I already know who I would cast to voice. I know who I want.
Yeah.
I want Idris Elba.
Oh man, imagine that deep.
Because he's a gigantic black dragon, and I'm just thinking Idris Elba. Yes, that's the kind of want a bit of because some of the lines when you start reading it, I guarantee you're gonna howl at some of them.
That's pretty funny.
I'm just thinking of some of them now. They're popping up into my head, and I'm starting to giggle. But yeah, so it is definitely amazing. Definitely, it's going to be a good series. Sort of thing. It's going to be. Can't wait.
Yeah, no, because I just saw that pop up on YouTube, and I mean not YouTube, on Facebook, and I was like, that's kind of cool. But yeah, no, that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, so apart from that, the other actually some more gaming news on my front. From today, me and Edward literally decided, because obviously I am traveling as of tomorrow, and and what we decided to do, we've been having a family weekend, doing stuff with our friends. I know we went out for a nice lunch yesterday, and we're going to go out this afternoon. But one thing Edward said he would like to do, he wanted to play some duos on Fortnite with me now, because obviously it's the new chapter, Star Wars theme. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's why not have some fun? Yeah, literally, we played about 3 or 4 games. Finally, on our last one, we secured the victory royale. On this last one,
winner, chicken dinner, baby.
And it was me who secured it as well, doing it for the old sods.
Nice. Well, that was the funniest thing. We used to do that. So, Goddess and I used to play, obviously, Firelight 84, which is the same kind of esque thing. And it was a hell of a lot of fun. And then they kind of nerfed the game. And that was the thing that was hard because you used to have jetpacks where you could either fly up twice, or you could fly across, which meant that you could jump up on buildings a lot quicker. There was no building. And it just added a level that was just quite beautiful. And I loved it. But then for some unknown reason, they just decided to nerf it. And I'm like, why? Like, why? Stop it. And now they're trying to make it more like Fortnite where they're trying to build and different things. And everybody's like, why would you do that? Like, you've just... Like, you had a thing and you just screwed it. But I must say, Goddess was amazing at it. Like, she was, I think, number 4 or 5 in Australia and Australasia. Like, she was pretty good at it. And I used to come, and then every now and again, like once in a blue moon, she'd die, and I'd get the win for us. And I'm like, yeah, I am the queen of the world. But yeah, no, I was never that good at it. She normally saved my ass.
The problem is that my play style, to be fair, it's the same when I used to play COD or Battlefield or whatever.
Yeah.
I prefer long range to mid range. I am sniping. I'm
only sniping.
I enjoy that play mainly. That's the way I like to play. It's not nothing bad. It's just the way I enjoy playing. But I do know that some people really don't like that, which is absolutely fine. Sort of thing. But apart from that, I'm just. Yeah, it was just fun having a few games of Fortnite. But of course, Edward has a completely different battle style than me, and that was problematic. That was grating at some points.
As in just charging and being an absolute fucking loon.
Don't get me wrong. Okay, he has his own game style. He has his own way of playing, which is fine because everybody's different. It's just that his style is a bit more aggressive than my style, and it's just that we essentially we need a third. We need the healer. That's the thing. The party is missing the healer, right? I'm doing the ranger. I'm being the mage. I'm doing that thing. He's being up front. He's being the tank. He's being the assassin. He's doing it. We need the healer. That's what we need. We need the person who's going to keep us. Let's bring it back in. Let's bring it back in.
Let's just calm down. Like
take a breath. Take a breath. Well, that's honestly what we need.
That was the funniest thing because I know with Goddess and stuff when we played, it was the same kind of thing where I'd have the sniper rifle and I'd also have what they call it, like so it was a generator and defender. And even when she found them, she'd just call out to me and I'd go get them. Because one of them was a sniper rifle where I put an 8x scope on and I could almost hit you from across the map because I was actually pretty good with it. And the other one, you'd put a 2 or 3x scope that was a machine gun but kind of had the accuracy of a sniper rifle. So she would just run around like a headless chook and do whatever the hell she wanted, and then all of a sudden things would start going goodbye. Like at one point, then she's like, "Oh shit, there's someone to my," and then all of a sudden she's like, "Thank you." That's all you would hear. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just the head would explode or something.
Yeah, no, that's the way you kind of want to play it. But no, it's certainly been good fun. So I have to say that playing some Star Wars. Oh, this is the thing, right? One thing we wanted to do today as a family, because of course today we are recording, ladies and gentlemen. Today is National Star Wars Day, and I did find out that last weekend when I went to the cinema, I'm going to talk about the movie we went to see anyway. But while I was there, found out that they had remastered Revenge of the Sith Episode 3, and I was like, "Oh my god, they've remastered it again! God knows why." Anyway, well, besides the point. But I thought, genius! Star Wars Day is coming up. Great time, go to the cinema, have a family day, watching Jedi battles. Fabulous. Can't wait. Guess what's not on today?
No.
Guess what? The Heights, no, not having it today. And I'm like, are you kidding? Do you not know what day it is?
That is possibly the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It is. It's absolutely mind boggles. I was just like, how are you not having this? That doesn't make any sense.
That's like having the new Super Mario Brothers movie come out and then on March 10th go, no, I'm not going to release it.
It is honestly, it was just it was one of those things of I just don't know. I was like, have they forgotten the day? And I thought, surely not. Surely a cinema of all places has all these random, it's thing day and everything else, the major ones. but surely that's on a calendar somewhere in someone's office, and surely a manager. Oh, we got Star Wars days coming up. Should we make sure we maybe have a Star Wars movie? Because it may be a quiet Sunday, but surely we'll be busy.
Like, you'd think like a remaster or something like that, especially if you haven't seen it. Like, there's got to be at least one nerd that works there that's like, actually, bro, you do realise that what May 4th is?
Yeah, that's what I think. I was bamboozled by the fact that it was like, so hang on. So you had it, because I'm assuming this remastered one's maybe been out for a couple of weeks. Let's just logically assume, okay? And I saw it last weekend, and I thought, but surely you would have said, don't take it off until after May 4th. Like, just... I don't know how booking films for cinemas work. Before anyone asks to come for me and say, oh, well, no, Jordan, you can't really do it that way. It's got to go by this system. Like, I don't care.
Like, I do know for a fact that when it comes to movies, I think what happens is they get them by the week, and then I think it's on the Wednesday they go, and then the Thursday is when all the new releases come out. And then that's when they make the slots. But the hell would you be thinking of to do that? Like, that just seems... Even if it's for an extra week, like, just throw it on.
And that's the thing. That's the thing that, as I said, just mind boggles me. And I was just like, how are you not having this? It just didn't make any sense. Oh, what are you doing? No, sorry. Now Fortnite's trying to update itself while I'm recording. That's all.
That's always good.
Hey, hopefully that's just come out in the. Hopefully that doesn't come out on recording, but we'll see. But anyway.
Uh-oh. Why have you stopped? Why has he stopped? No. What happened? It can't be me. Is it me? How's it me? I'm hardwired in. Oh, come on. Can you hear us?
Yeah, hey, you're back. Hello.
Oh, I'm like, there's no way it can be me, because I'm hardwired in. Like, I'm no longer on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I don't know. Something obviously just happened with the internet between us and between Australia and New Zealand there.
I was like, what the hell? I'm like, there is no way. I'm like, I'm running it straight from the modem. Like, there is no way.
Yeah. Anyway, so where did you hear me up till? Because I only realised when I started talking, having the same gormless face at me, and I was like, hang on, have you frozen?
I'm just like, what the hell? No, it was, where were we up to? Oh, fuck. I can't even remember now.
We going to the cinema?
You went to the cinema. It was only like the last minute and a half.
Okay. All right. So basically, we went to the cinema to watch, I don't know if you're aware of the beloved children's book, but we went to see the Dogman movie.
Can't say I have.
No. Okay, yeah, it's a big series. In fact, Edward was really into it when he was about 2-3 years ago, something like that. No, maybe 4 years ago, about now. But yeah, he had tons of them. So they've recently done an animation film based around Dogman, and it's a stupid movie, but God, I found it enjoyable.
Oh, really?
Yes. Like, you think, oh, this is, you're thinking, oh, you're just being the good parent. That's what I was thinking. I'm being the good parent. But I'll tell you what, I was howling. It was really
so random.
It was. I'm actually going to give it a hard rating of an 8. And honestly, it's nearly a 9. It's stupid. This is the thing. Don't look at me, all right? I know. We've watched movies. I've given pull me off. This one was really good.
Because it's the thing that you've watched some movies that I thought were actually really good, and you've like canned them or taken minor points away because the dragon didn't look big enough or was
I tell you what, the animation style was great. The jokes throughout. There's something for everyone in that movie. What age range you are fine. And to be fair, yeah, the animation style was good. The storyline was a bit random, but then again, it's a children's cartoon book. The words, the naming convention that they use is hilarious as well in some regards. Oh god, it was so random, but it was so good. And yeah, as I said, it was kind of walked out, and I was like, God, that was a good movie. It was.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was a good waste of an hour of nearly like an hour and a half. I was more than happy. I thought it was brilliant, and that's the reason why I was saying that. I thought I'll have to give this an 8 if I'm going to give this a score out of 10. I'm giving it an 8 quite easily. I'll happily go watch it again.
That's kind of impressive and kind of insane too. Like, because you're brutal on some movies, so the fact that
I am. That's the worst bit. That's the worst bit. Is that I was like, oh, I'm going to tell you I'm going to score this movie an 8. You're going to go watch it, and you're going to go, are you kidding me?
like I think
you're either going to agree with me, or you're going to go, are you for real right now? Yeah, it was just one of those things. I just found it hilarious. Just when I was sitting there, I was giggling to myself, thinking, "Oh my god, I'm gonna get pulled over the coals by you when you finally watch this."
it's just so random though. But I mean, like it's not a bad thing. Like I'm all for it. Like I know. So for anyone listening, I bought a projector for my room because I haven't got a TV in there. I wasn't even sure if I wanted a TV in my room, to be fair. But I'm like, let's see what it's like. Like.
Yeah.
And I did, and I got it from. I did some research on it, and there's a whole heap of ones, and there's a whole heap of like weird clone ones too.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at it. I spoke to a few friends, and one of my other friends actually had it. So I was like, I don't know. I'm going to think about it, and I didn't really think much of it. And I was like, yeah. And then and it's from AliExpress too, which just makes it even more ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the hell? And then I watched a video and I'm like, this guy's got to be getting paid by these people. And I watched 3 or 4 more and they're just like, for what it isn't actually that bad. So I'm like, so I pulled the trigger and it was $74. And I don't know, I think I might have sent you a photo of it, but it was like one of those things that I was like, why not? I'm like, at the end of the day, because I don't actually even know if I want a TV in my room. So I was just like, I'm just going to do it and just see if I like it. And to be fair, it has integrated apps. So you've either got Netflix and Prime, Disney Plus already on it. So you can actually do that. You can also go, if you log in with Google, you can go to the Google App Stores and do it. So there's all these things you can kind of do with it. And I'm just like, you know what?
It looks awesome. Hey, that's not bad.
Did I show you? Oh, did I send you the pictures of it?
You've sent me the videos as well.
Oh yeah. So it's not perfectly clear, but to be fair, I've got it up at about an 85, 90-inch TV. So the length of my room, I think from memory, is about 3.5 meters. And where the door is, and there's a little side kind of window here, it takes up that full length.
I have to say, it looks very decent.
Like, it's not too bad. And I was like...
It's just coming out that small thing that's on your bedside cabinet.
Yeah.
That's just that.
So what the weird thing is, though, is it does have an automatic where it will straighten on the walls. But because where I'm sitting and where it has to be in the center, but my bedside table's like right on the other side. So when you do it, it tilts it a bit, but it doesn't do it much. But you can actually do a manual one. So all I've done is I've trained it, and you can change each corner to make it straight. So though it's not like, there's certain things, like I noticed the other day I was watching, I think it was a movie called The Vault. Great film if you haven't seen it.
Ooh.
Great film. So it's about obviously a bank heist-esque film.
Yeah. And
it was made in, I think, I'm going to say 2024, 2023. And it's got that...
2021.
Oh, is it 2021, is it? Yeah. And they have to obviously break into the Madrid, the Spanish or the British, the Spanish bank, and they've got this cool engineering thing that no one's ever cracked. Yeah. So it works out really cool, and you're like, "Yep, fantastic, sweet, let's do this." Fun little film, and there was a couple of bits where it would say like 3 months later, and then underneath it would say like Madrid or something, and the Madrid was a little bit blurry and stuff. And again, not perfect. And to be fair, I didn't need it to be perfect. I just wanted to be able to sit in bed after Cherish goes to bed and watch some idiot box. I can get Netflix, Prime, and Disney Plus all on there, but I can obviously log into Google and then from there also do that. I can watch Netflix on there. It has a HDMI port in there, so I can plug my computer, or if I can be asked getting a cable, I can do it into my phone. But there is an online app that you can stream from your phone straight on there. So if I've got some pictures on my thing, or if I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered logging into Google to download, say, 10 Play, which is a Channel 10 one here, I can just bring it up on my phone and stream it straight on there. And weirdly, streaming straight on there actually makes the quality a touch better. Prime is fantastic. Netflix is not quite as good as Prime, weirdly. YouTube is absolutely fantastic, surprisingly, on there. And it cost me $74, and I'm just like, why not? And to be fair, I've watched it all week. So I've had it about a week now, and I've watched it all week. Like, I watched The Vault. Do you remember that movie SWAT with like LL Cool J and Colin Farrell? I watched the third one of that. So the second one was like,
I did more than one. Jesus,
the second one looked like me and you could have made it with a handy cam, and the third one was a step down from that.
Oh God!
Like you're seeing these people do this with guns.
Yeah.
And they're pushing into it, and then it's firing. And I'm like, that's not how recoil works. You don't recoil into the shot. And then it's so funny because all these guys are coming at them, and these guys are SWAT. So you'd think they're probably a good shot. There's about 30 of them just going, and it's probably only every 5 or 6 bursts that someone's dying. I'm like, these guys are the elite. They're not just going to spray and pray. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But it's just,
not.
It was so bad, but I still enjoyed it thoroughly. I watched, what was that film? It was with Mia Jovovich and Dave Bautista. I think it's called The Lost Island or something like that. I'm going to bring it up, but it's done by the guy from, what is it? Something Martin. Yeah, In the Lost Worlds it's called.
In the Lost World.
Yeah, it's a 2025 film. The story's by George R. R. Martin and Paul W. S. Anderson, and Paul W. S. Anderson obviously writes it. So, for anybody that doesn't know who George R. R. Martin is, wake up. I haven't even seen Game of Thrones, and it is, and it is a lot of fun. Like, it is a really cool film. And then obviously, and I was like, that's actually a really cool film. I'll watch that on it. And you know how nice it is just to be, because Cherish goes to bed quite early, so sometimes it's just nice to just lie in bed and watch the Idiot Box. And Cherish is like, seeing as you enjoy it so much, would you just get a TV on your wall? And I'm like, probably not. Like, this thing, I'm not kidding you, is probably not much bigger than this, like from length, and then the actual base flips up into it. It has a little speaker in here that a few people were saying, oh, the sound's not great. Never had a problem with the sound. Like, obviously,
and you Bluetooth headphones.
You can Bluetooth, so it's got Bluetooth, so you can Bluetooth headphones if you wanted to.
Oh, you can set speakers up with it as well.
Yeah, and the same thing you can set up. But mind you, it's got, I think it's like the newer model, the one that I bought, it's got a little 15-watt speaker in it, which isn't much, but it's probably better than your phone. It's probably better than that. And I found while watching movies, I haven't had an issue with it. And I have it at about 70, 75. So it still goes up a little bit, but I've never had a problem with the sound. And I think what happened is, in this one, it's got a slightly thicker base where it's actually got ports for speakers. And I think what they've done is they've put 2 7.5-watt speakers in there rather than having a 10-watt in the back of the actual projector.
Yeah.
The only other thing a few people say is the fan's a bit loud. And when there's no, like, if I'm searching for like Netflix stuff, I can hear the fan going.
Yeah.
As soon as the movie starts, you don't hear it at all.
Yeah, because you're focusing on that. Yeah, that's fine.
And I'm like, for $75, I'm like, that is fucking brilliant. And then unfortunately, because I had Googled all this stuff and I made sure to type in the brand and typed in Alienware, AliExpress, sorry. So if you can see just behind me, there is an Alienware 34-inch monitor there that I've got to set up. I've got to review that. It's 34-inch. That's like bigger than my penis. That's massive. Like that's like 17 of my penis. That's how big that is. But no, so enough about my willy. But no, like so, and a few other things have come up. So I may have bought something else from AliExpress.
What else have you bought?
Okay, so just Google, because it's just Google.
Oh God,
because
it's never good when you tell me to Google.
Okay, so R36S. And just hit enter, because I want to get your reaction.
R36S?
Just Google it, trust me. All in one word, no spaces.
Oh, I have seen these. I've seen these advertised everywhere, and I really do kind of want.
So I'm going to get one because I was watching a few and one dude said, he goes, just so you know, and this guy was actually really good. So because of this, so it's a little handheld game that kind of looks very much like a Game Boy, but it has two like thumbsticks on the bottom and also it has 4 buttons on the back. And obviously it's one of these emulator ones that has emulators in it. That is completely legal, and if any of my friends at Nintendo are listening, it doesn't have Nintendo games. But because of that, it started popping up on my feed, as you do, and I'm like, balls. So I watched a few, and then this guy actually gave us in one of his, it was a Wikipedia link that actually tells you the ones that are selling the actual model, and a lot of them on Temu and AliExpress are also clones.
Yeah.
So I went through this list and actually found that he put the link of the one that he did, and I had a look, and I'm like, it does seem legit. So I may have spent another $55 or whatever it was on that, and I'm like, shit.
Is that US dollars or?
No, it was Australian.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there is a US site, but I always type in Australia and it will come up. So I think in America, it's probably about $30 to $35. I mean, with tariffs now, it's probably about 150, but like, who knows with these bloody tariffs? But no, with these ones, it's only that. And I'm like, cool. So, so I'm hopefully going to get that soon because I just can't be trusted with money.
You'll have to let me know what it's like because honestly, I have seen it and it does look good.
And if it does, what I'll do though is I'll send you the link of the actual one because it actually comes through with with the actual in a particular box and stuff as well. So I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
But
because I'm just about it. It's like, oh, is this the portable R6? Yeah. Okay, yeah. So through a standard, normal, reputable business in New Zealand, where you can buy electronics from, and I have bought electronics from, they're selling it for $94 New Zealand dollars. Sort of thing. Yeah, which would probably be about right for your conversion.
No, ours is almost 1 for 1. I thought.
No, you've got a better deal than sort of thing.
To be fair,
I was shocked. I was shocked when I was getting some English money out and how much I had to pay for that. God.
Far out.
He fell over. I was over 100 quid. I had to pay over $200. I was like, what? Nah. But yeah, it's just the exchange rate at the moment.
That's weird, yeah. Oh, no, so according to this, it's 93 cents. So 1 New Zealand dollars buys 93 Australian cents.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming, obviously, they've imported it and probably stick whatever fee on top and stuff like that.
Well, no, because this is sent straight from AliExpress, which is kind of cool. But that being said, though, it has, I'm pretty sure. So one of the reviews he did say, like, he's like, for Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and a lot of that thing, he said when it starts to get into Dreamcast and to like PS2 and stuff, the emulator struggles a little bit. But to be fair, though, I'm probably going to get it for PS1 games. I'm probably going to get it for PlayStation games, for a few Nintendo, like Game Boy games and stuff like that. I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, because it doesn't come with a list. But every single part of me hopes that it has Golden Axe. Because, remember Golden Axe?
Yeah, I remember Golden Axe, brother. God, yes.
That thing, so we used to go to, so we didn't grow up very rich, but we used to, every year we'd go to Phillip Island for a week, and that was our big holiday. Phillip Island right now, if I was to drive there now, it would take 2 hours. From my old house where I grew up, it was about an hour and a half. And what you would do is we'd go there, we'd stay at the Anchor Bell Caravan Park. One day, myself and my dad, and then towards the end, my brother as well would come out. We'd hire like a little dinghy that would be $50 an hour, and it's about 5 horsepower. Like, it just puts out there. Like, to get to where the fishing is, it probably takes you about 25 minutes. And I honestly think they've put it on the heat for thing. We would stay out for 4 hours. Then we'd come back. We'd grab lunch at the cafe. And then that night we would go play probably still to this day, one of the most epic mini golf things I've played, where they had like loop-de-loops. Oh, it was sick. And that would be at least one of our days. But in Anchor Bell Caravan Park, they used to have like a little games room. They had a table tennis where you had to buy the bats and the things. So we never really played that unless somebody left them there.
Yeah.
And it also had an arcade machine. And one of the arcades was Golden Axe. And it used to be like 20 cents at a time. We used to drop a
Yeah.
fortune off that, and it is still to this day a game that just makes me so goddamn happy.
For me, it was Silith. There's a Silith seaside town which is in Cumbria, and it's an old Victorian seaside town, you know, cobble streets and the works. But they have an they have an arcade there. In fact, the arcade is still going now. They still do video games there. They still and everything else. It was just it. You feel like you step back in time when you walk into Silith. It's really. But one thing I am excited. One thing that was always good that occasionally when we went there, but there was always Golden Axe was one of the arcade machines that was always there. The other one that was always there, and I never found this arcade machine at any other arcades when, especially when traveling to the Canary Islands or anything like that. I never saw it. But Bucky O'Hare was.
Why does that ring a bell?
Bucky O'Hare, the old cartoon, the cartoon, but he was made into a. There was an arcade.
Oh, that's it. Yes, the green monkey with the looks like awesome mutton chops.
Captain Bucky O'Hare. Yeah. The against the Toad Wars. That show was robbed. Quite frankly, that it has. I think it officially only has. I think it's like 8 episodes or 6 episodes.
Oh, I don't know, but there is a Bucky O'Hare download emulator, and there's a Bucky O'Hare game, which means there might be a small chance that it could possibly be on there. Yeah,
no. That's basically the. Oh God, I remember that. Oh yeah, I want to watch Bucky O'Hare. but yeah, it was so good. It was so good. But I think there was only like 6 episodes. It got cancelled because it wasn't popular enough. But they started doing lots of reruns, and then popularity came, and they just never picked it up again to do it.
That reminds me of Firefly so much, where they were like, you get 24 episodes. You're like, okay. And then they're like, actually, no. Okay, according to this, Bucky O'Hare, 1991, 1992. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, it was about that, yeah.
No, that's their comics, actually. Bucky O'Hare and the Toad War?
The Toad Wars, yeah. And the Toad Wars, yeah, that's it.
I'm just having a look to see if I can get it.
13 episodes. 13, sorry. It has 13 episodes. But they're all really short. They're like 30-minute, it's nearly an anime sort of thing to watch. But it's so good. So good. Highly recommend it. If I recommend anything to anyone on this show, please go watch Bucky O'Hare. In fact, funnily enough, you won't believe what Netflix. So Netflix, Netflix have picked up Asterix and Obelix,
as in the old French comic book series.
Yes, they've redoing an animation. It's called The Big Fight. So it's like a limited series. So obviously, I don't know how many episodes it is. We watched the first 2, and we were howling at some of the things. It's just the one thing I love about Asterix and Obelix. It's the naming convention. Like Chief Vital Statistics just cracks me up every time, and it's just the general naming convention is really funny. Sort of thing, and that just cracks me up. But it was fun when we were discussing like the old movies, and
with Gerard Depardieu as well.
Where he was fighting, where it's astronauts just go to Egypt, where they go to Egypt, they go to Rome, and they go to all these different things. And I just remember watching them as a kid, and I thought they were the best things.
They were so random though. Like they were just, they were next level weird, and not in a good way. Like it was just like, it was so bizarre. And I just remember watching it, and then you got Gerard Depardieu, as I remember always calling him because he just sounded fancy. But like, it was just ridiculous, and it was so over the top. It was like it was trying to make a comic book, but getting real life people, and it was just. Insanity. Like it kind of reminded me of how like what was it like One Pieces and stuff like that, where it's just that ridiculousness that just is funny. But man, so good.
But it was Anyway, before we end up running out of time, because we are running out of time on this episode.
Sorry.
Should we quickly discuss Thunderbolts? And the hype that's around it.
Oh man, it is insane. So Diana, or Miss Deus Geek, if you want to look her up, great friend of mine and also a really good movie and reviewer as well. She got to go to the premiere with a few other people that I know, and she's a big Marvel fangirl, like to the point where if I'm ever stuck, and even if Jordan doesn't know it, Diana will know it. Like, she's been doing this series since the Marvel movie started to really pick up, where she talks about different characters and touches on it. And she went to see it. And I have not heard any... she's been... she loves Marvel, but there's been issues that she's had with this, or there's been times where she's like, yeah, I loved it, but I just wish they did this or they did this. She had no complaints. Like, even when I was talking to her about what she thought, she was like, it is brilliant. It is gritty. It is these characters that we've come to get to know, but really didn't really get much of, have now been developed a lot more. It's a lot more gritty. And from what she's telling you, is it really does feel like the start of the new Marvel universe. Like, it just feels like it's that. And when I was talking to her, she wrote a review, and she's like, I had to cull so many. She wrote 4.5 pages of review, to the point where it was going to be like a 6,000 or 7,000 word review, and she had to cut it back. And that was spoiler free.
Jeez.
Yeah, like, and to be fair, like, she is brutal. Like, when there's films that I've liked and I've spoken to her about, and she's picked the crap out of them, and would the same as you, mark them down a bit. And I'm like, but I really enjoyed that. But with this one, she was like raving about, and I'm like, damn, son.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that goes along with everything I've heard already as well, which is because obviously, right? I mean, me and you, we like to pay attention to what's going on, but we don't like listening to spoilers. You know, we like to be able to come in fresh eyes and see everything and make our decisions and see if we agree. But I've heard nothing. I'm not hearing anything negative. Now, that's a flag to me, because given Marvel's recent problematic movies, you know, they've not been hitting them out of the park recently. Let's be honest. You know,
don't get me wrong. Like, I still think I've enjoyed them, but it hasn't had that same level of hype. It hasn't had that same level of like, what the hell? Like, and I think that's the beauty of it, is that I think that there's been some. I think the best way to put it is there's been some Marvel fatigue. And at the end of the day, a series that runs that long, that has so many diverse things, there is going to be a point where you're like, can we just have a break for a bit?
Yeah, I do think that that's probably the reason why things have not been going well recently. Maybe we're all a bit, after the Infinity War, things were a bit burnt out, which is completely understandable. Yeah. But from what I've been hearing about this movie, I am excited to watch it. I was kind of hoping to go see it this weekend if I could, but I've just not had time.
Maybe you'll see it on the plane.
I'm hoping. That's what I'm praying for, brother. I'm praying for, because my first flight's 17 hours, right? I've got time.
Yeah.
I've got nothing but time. But I am hoping that it is on the list. It is on the movies that it is available. I won't be disappointed if it's not, because it is brand new.
How long are you going away for? Is it 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yes. I'll be, yes.
Which means, though, I'm going to guess that it may not be on the plane at the moment. That being said, though, but I think the way back, there's a good chance. Not a great chance, but there's a pretty good chance.
No, I that's what kind of Elle said as well. She was like, worst case scenario, it's not way out. Because I'm on that, because I am looking forward to it, but I'm not looking forward to my flight back. Because my flight back, I'm on that new Dreamliner. I'm flying on the new those new big Dreamliner.
Is that the ones where they've got like a bar upstairs that you can technically walk up if you're in first class?
It's the one where I'm flying all the way from London Heathrow to Sydney in one shot for 27 hours.
Fuck yes. Like, I know people can that, and people are like, oh my God, that's too much. Somebody that's flown a lot, like I've been lucky enough that I've traveled to 34 countries, and a lot of them have been starting from here. My first ever flight was Melbourne, Sydney, Sydney, LA, LA to Chicago, Chicago, New York, New York to Vermont, and then I had to drive to Burlington. It took me 36 hours. Even when I flew to Toronto, I think it was Melbourne, Sydney, Cathay Pacific, Vancouver, Vancouver to Detroit, Detroit to Toronto. And then it was that, and it was the same, like 32 hours. And then last time it was just from here to Singapore to Detroit. And I prefer one flight, because then I only have to put up with the one. I don't have to get off for 2 hours. And
don't get me wrong, I see where you're coming from with it, but the fact is that my brain, when I first booked it, I was like, oh yeah, it's fine. But then my brain was like, oh, hang on, we could actually watch the entire Lord of the Rings extended series. We could watch the entire Hobbit movie series as well. We've got 8 hours left over. That's when my brain was like, oh my God, that's not good. It's true. So it was just one of those things of, I'm looking forward to it, but not looking forward to it. So luckily, I'm going to be stealing. I'm taking the Switch with me. So my main objective, if anything, because if it's terrible movie selection, is I've got a whole load of video games I've yet to 100% on the Switch. So my plan is I am just going to go ham and max out and see how many 100% I can get on.
I mean, I do have some bad news about the Switch. So I was invited to, and I mentioned, I think last podcast before, I mentioned that I was lucky enough to go to, or am going to go to the Switch 2 launch for media, and I was one of the select few, and I've had to cancel because it's on Friday. So they've changed it to a Friday. They've changed it to the Friday during the day, and I was like, okay, that's all right. It's at like 3:00, so I might be able to talk to my boss and get some time off. And he was, my boss is, I must say, like, not just saying this because of this, but my boss is actually really lovely and is somebody that will actually go, yeah, cool. If it's something you really need to do it. And now we've just had one of our major systems go down at work, and it has been an absolute like cluster something. And we've had crisis meetings all week, and it's just like, and we're having a big major meeting with this company from 1 till 4 on Friday, and he goes, let me think, maybe you can go. And then he's just like, actually, you've got more of a technical understanding of this, so and I'm just like, I can't go, and I'm genuinely heartbroken because I'm like, no.
No, honestly, I am flip flopping with regards to the Switch 2 of whether I'm going to get one. And logic, I do want one because, especially, I want that new Mario World wrist thing. That looks awesome, looks epic. Although I have just discovered something about the Switch 2, because obviously they when Nintendo announced, it's like you can buy one game and you can share it across consoles and all this jazz. And I was like, that sounds amazing. That's really good. And then the kicker comes of, oh no, if you imagine you got a household with 2 kids, and you're going to have, obviously, say Mario World Race, whatever it's called, Mario Kart World Racer. Yes, they can play on the same console together, but if they want to play on 2 individual consoles, you have to buy it twice. You can't. So it's a bit. Basically, it's a bit money grabby-ish from Nintendo. I understand why, but it's a bit like, hang on, no. If I bought a Switch, I'm playing across the thing. Whereas if you say, if I've got 2 kids and they've both got their own Switches, which is more than likely most of the time, means if they want to play the same game, you have to double up. You can't. It's not the way that they worded it, which was game. They can't.
That feels a bit weird. Like
I know Mario World Racer does come with the Switch 2. I am aware of that, people, before.
Yeah, I know.
I'm using that as an example. It's like, for example, if I bought the new whatever Pokemon Blue and Yellow or whatever, the new one that comes.
Yeah.
If they both want to play Blue, they've both got to purchase Blue. You can't swap between. It's a bit.
That's weird. Yeah, it just feels. I don't know, that is a bit weird. Like, I mean, and that's the hardest thing too, though. Is it's like, okay, but if they're on the same account, like say for example, like you set up an account and both your kids are signed into the different Switches under that account, could we buy the racer and they both play at the same time? And it's like, probably not. They'll probably block it.
No,
but you're just like, you'd think.
I mean, to be fair, for example, with PlayStation, because obviously I pay for the pass thing for the year and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But whatever I download through the pass to my PlayStation is acceptable to Edgewood as well. So it's not like it's only accessible to my account. It's accessible to what's on the PlayStation. So if there's multiple accounts on the PlayStation, then we're fine. So that's the way it works with that, which is quite. So I think that's the way they should have done it. But again, that's how it would be, because obviously, that Switch.
Yeah.
So I think the problem that Nintendo have is that they worded it one way when they did the release, and then they've because of course questions have been asked. They've then clarified it, and people have gone, "Hang on a minute, that's not what you said." It's like, well, yeah,
Okay.
but this is, you know,
It kind of is. You're like, no, it's
I
not.
think it's just one of those lost in translation kind of vibes of the direct. You know, maybe it wasn't as clear cut of the message when they delivered it, and that's the problem that they've got. So yeah. So all in all, feel sorry for Nintendo, but these things do happen. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, we have to wrap this up because I'm off on holiday.
He's like, I've just checked out. Later, bitches.
I checked out 2 days ago when I literally. Anyway, so hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us this week on Dorks Down Under. I'm going to be back in 2 weeks. I am going to be probably a lot fatter by time.
Just do me a favor. Send me a photo of Greg's in a Greg's pasty.
I will send you a video of me eating a Greg's. Like last time.
The Greg's sausage. That was a funny thing. No,
any other requests you need from me?
Oh, remember I sent you that photo about the warehouse one where you could buy like 6 or 8 of them for like a couple of pounds? It'd be fun to go there. But to be fair, the only thing I want a Greg's. It was a Greg's sausage roll. I think Greg's sausage roll is the thing that's the epic one that I used to eat all the time, and that makes me happy. And the other one was Warhammer World, but you're just like, no, I'm not going. I used to go there all the time.
Honestly, I'm looking at my itinerary and planned and organised with all my friends. I actually don't have time.
I was gonna say,
there's not like even a free half day.
Oh wow!
Everything is. I'm honestly. This is probably the most organised I've ever been. Quite frankly, I literally. It's really funny because I've got Pokemon Go people who I went through the West Cumbria Discord and said, "Oh, I'm coming back. I'm bringing some regionals. You know, region locked Pokemon." And about 8 of them said, "Yep, great. You tell me time, place, and we'll treat it like it's an in-person event." So people are like, so basically the easy thing for you to do is say, right, I am going to be at pub X between X and A. Come along and we will do some trades and everything.
It's so funny though, because I've heard of a few people who've done that where they've traveled somewhere and they're just like, oh, does anybody need any of these kind of things? And they reckon, it's so funny because you'll get like 50, 60 people rock up and you literally are like, okay, I've only got like 30 of them, so some of you are going to miss out.
That's pretty much what I've done. Is I've already shared what in trade, immediate trade, like things that I'm like, oh yeah, give you straight away. But I said there are other requests. You know, if you're looking for something specific, reach out, let me know, and we'll chat in person. Blah blah blah. So, obviously, every single one of them said, "Do you have a shiny version of the region?" No, I don't. Do you know how hard it is to get a shiny as is? Do you know how hard it is even once it's region locked as well? Damn near impossible. Okay, so be happy with them bringing a regional.
It is funny too, though, how many people are like that. They're like, I need a shiny version of it. You're like, if I had one, chances are I'm keeping it. If I have multiple of it, then maybe. But even then, the chance of it happening is probably like 0 to none.
Yeah, I'm really looking. In fact, one of the people I'm meeting, she's got a shiny I've been hunting for ages, which is shiny Ghastly. I want a shiny Gengar.
I think I've got a shiny Ghastly, maybe.
Because shiny, you know, me and Gengar. That's just Gengar's my Pokemon.
Yeah.
If I could choose a starter, I would choose Ghastly. If I could choose a starter. But yeah. But anyway, so thank you very much for joining us this week, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back. Hopefully, we actually work out the schedule so there won't be a miss, but we never know. We won't know, okay? But please make sure you do like, share, subscribe. You can find us available on all good streaming platforms for podcasts and everything else, apart from Apple iTunes reviews. And please make sure you do like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be back when I'm back and looking fat and happy. Laters!
That's what dreams are made of. Fat and happy, baby.
Laters.
He's like, I'm going on holidays, bitches.